know, you can't see if you're into the world. And you know what I realize, like if I'm talking to people and they're on crack or something or some substance, you know, like, and I'm talking to somebody, it's like this here, right? The person, it's like they're Charlie Brown people. If you're talking sense to them, all they hear is walk, 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 walk. Yeah, walk, 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 because it's a Charlie Brown person. And you take a person on top, they'll say something stupid. That's because they may be your age and everything like this here, but doing drugs and certain things in the world retards your brain.
Yeah.
And they really can't see what you're talking about. And if you're not talking about sex and drugs and you want to act violent and everything like that, they really don't know where you're coming from.
Okay, how about those who have some awareness, like you would say, quote unquote, black Muslim, or quote unquote, the black Christian. And now these two heads, we're not talking about color skin, we're talking about, you know, the wisdom, the knowledge. These two heads, or two brains, or two dots in society. One loves Muhammad, and he follows only Muhammad, that one dot. The other dot follows this guy, Jesus, only Jesus. Now, the source or the good news or the word that fulfilled them both, why is it that they choose to argue amongst the messengers and not stick to the message itself? That's what brought me and you together in harmony.
Well, you know what? Here's what's going to happen, right? You're going to have fact versus an opinion. An opinion is something that it can't be proven. That's an opinion. A fact is solid. It stays the same all the time. You know, and when you're dealing with something that is, if I have an opinion and I hold my opinion over your opinion, then we're going to have a conflict. If you hold your opinion over my opinion, we're going to have a conflict. What you're going to have to do is accept another person like you accept yourself. You know, that's like saying that you count over this person. You rating what you said over this person. The other person is saying the same thing. Now, and you can't have that and live in harmony at the same time.
So it's in retrospect, then, a house full of opinions is chaotic.
I look at the Muslims as having an opinion. I'm looking at the Christians as having a fact.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Now.
And even if this here, if the man doesn't agree with fact, he is still entitled to his own opinion.
Okay, now we get
there's
that.
no need for one to disrespect the other one.
That is for certain.
You know.
That is for certain.
He has a right. Okay, just like I say, I don't agree with homosexuals. Okay, but here's the thing. If that's the way he wants to live his life, let him live his life like that, okay?
Yeah.
As long as you don't bring it here or anything, we can get along.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I personally don't agree in that.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the same thing I would say about a Muslim. You know? If that's what he wants to do, leave him alone, let him do his thing.
Okay.
You know?
No.
It's not my job to tell him that he's wrong. It's not my job to tell the homosexual that he is wrong.
Okay.
You know.
That's
not
certain.
Yeah, that's not my
that's
job.
Okay, now that's in my teachings, not my father, but in our teachings, it was given to us like this. Because we hear what you say about the opinions, but you didn't mention anything about facts. And
I said, this is what I said about facts. I said I view the Christian as having a fact.
Okay.
I view the Muslim as having an opinion.
Yeah, we heard that. We got that. We got it because it's on. You know, we had the vocals is on record. So, but here's the evolution of the earth, the heavens, and the mind in the human. Is that Christian got facts, Muslim got facts, but the job that is ours is that you bring these facts into a harmonious sound, that the vibration of praise may go up to the Most High, who's giving them both the facts and giving them both the mercy to form an opinion, that they may have what they call a free will to agree or disagree.
Well, this is what I'm saying. The homosexual has an opinion too.
Well, the word
he has an opinion too.
Well, we learned this one about opinion. I read it in the Great Dialogue of Socrates. I mean Plato. It said that, and it's the Greek word opinion. The root word for opinion is opine, and opine simply means a man who is scared to say he don't know, because he hasn't investigated the whole fact.
Well, here's what I think about Socrates, Plato, and Homer, and all of those people. I look at their philosophies.
No, we're not talking about philosophy. We're talking about the definition.
Yeah, well, that's what they are. They're philosophers.
Well, I'm not just using that.
Yeah,
we're not going with that. We know what we are. That's why we're bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about the word opinion and where it comes from. Just like facts. The fact is, whether it's from a philosopher or a carpenter.
Well, I told you, opinion is something that can't be proven. That's not a solid thing. That's what a person thinks.
Okay, right. So if a man,
an opinion is not a fact.
Exactly. So once again, and here's when you opine, that means you're scared to say you don't know because you don't have the facts.
Well, it's not a fact.
Because you don't have.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't have.
That's what makes an opinion.
Right, because you don't have the facts.
Right, that's what makes an opinion.
Right. So now, so basically, we don't want to deal with nobody who's got an opinion. We need somebody with facts.
Well, I can deal with a person that has an opinion.
Ah.
Let him have his opinion.
Ah.
That's real easy. Let him have his. He has rights, and he is entitled to his opinion.
You don't need. For me personally, as I'm hearing it, that's you understand, and I'm going to exercise that even more.
Mm-hmm.
That if you have an opinion, I don't have nothing to say to you because I need facts. And see, all my life, for me, I've been going around this street, up and down, see America, up and down the street, going out with those opinions, and they never availed me for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They've always went above me because they found the facts and held me down to opinion. So now it's confirmed. Go it this way, Hosea Omar, the real. Now it's confirmed that it's more healthy for a human being to socialize yourself with people who have facts, not an opinion. Because as the good brother said, that an opinion does not have any facts. And if I don't have the facts, then I can't really help you. So please don't help me with no opinions, and I won't help you with any opinions, but I'll give you some facts. You give me some facts. There's love for love, peace for peace, and so on and so forth. So until next time, to part 2, we see you, the good brother again, Brother Rock. Peace. And here, Greece. 1.
All right.